Peace, peace, peace. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Outlaw Hip Hop Podcast. I'm your host, Jay. This is episode 1. And let me allow myself to introduce myself. I'm Jay. Everybody know me as Jermaine. That's my government name. But you can just call me Jay. I'm from the streets of San Diego, California. 37 years old. I've been here for a while. You know what I'm saying? So, this is episode 1, man. Hold on, man. This episode 1, man. This is episode 1, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, I'm here to bring my perspectives. You know what I'm saying? I'm here to talk to y'all and let y'all know how I feel and what's going on in my world. You know what I'm saying? Bring my perspectives. Forgive me for not looking up. I got my camera up here. Still trying to get used to this whole podcast thing. This is all new to me right now. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, we're here to talk about some good topics, man. We're here to talk about, us as black men. We're here to talk about relationships. We're here to talk about political news. We're here to talk about understanding love. We're here to talk about learning to love self. You know what I'm saying? We're here to talk about respecting ourselves. And I'm here to just bring some knowledge, bring some healing. I'm here to bring some inspiration to the people because, we got a lot going on in the world right now. And forgive me. It's not going to always be pretty. You know what I'm saying? It's not always going to be pretty. It's not always going to be perfect. But we're going to get through it. You know what I'm saying? Y'all work with me, work with a brother. Today I wanted to talk about this topic, about how we do each other, our children, in our culture as black people. And sometimes it's not always pretty, you know what I'm saying, how we do our children, being that these things happen to me. What she's specifically talking about, the girl that I'm talking about is Real Kaya. Y'all can Google her. You know what I'm saying? She on YouTube. I'm pretty sure she got some TikToks and all that. You know what I'm saying? So, but I just wanted to bring my perspective, bring some of my experiences personally, what I've been through, and how things were done to me and what I can relate to. You know what I'm saying? So, let's hear a couple of her words real quick, and then I'll come right back.
I got a comment on a video saying you can't tell someone not to worry about their job when you live with your parents. We gotta survive out here too, baby girl. Here are some of the shades, the questions and the comments I have been getting from family members, even my own parents, my friends, all of that. I wonder what she's doing with her life. How do you pay your bills? She is so smart. In school, why didn't she go to college? I don't see why you don't just go to college. Instead of stressing and living in your mom's house, you could be living in a dorm. Your other siblings went to college. You see how easy it is? You're about to turn 21, Kaya. What are you doing with your life? You don't have time to figure it out. You're supposed to been out your mama's house. I have been getting a lot of comments, a lot of, just talks from elders, from family members, from millennials. A lot of y'all have been saying a lot of things that is the same construct of what the Matrix expectation of what a human's happiness, of what living is supposed to be. Throughout the time when I stopped saying that I'm not going to go to college and I don't want to work a job, a lot of millennials and a lot of the last generation and a lot of people took that as I am a lazy person. I have no motivation to do anything. Now, let's get into it. So much of society is judging you when you're not in that person's shoes. Everybody's life and path and journey is different. Their mind, their definition of happiness from survival is different. There are people who find peace just living in Costa Rica, living in the jungle, valley, spending $400 a month, living off grid. Right. There are people in this country who have found ways to make their rent $600. There are people right now who are working 2 jobs, struggling to pay for a 1-bedroom, 1-bath for $1,200. They're even trying to make it up to $1,500 for 1 bedroom, just to look like they have it all together. Working 50 hours a week, check to check. There are people who have funds to survive in America and in this world. But let's be honest, these jobs do not pay enough to survive. The
Right.
necessary needs of survival, which is having a house, which is having some form of transportation, which is having any means of being able to eat and drink water, which is something that we all have to pay for that is naturally given to us. We can't even cut down any trees or build anything because that's illegal, right? Society is always consistently set up for us to depend on them. And they make it illegal if we try to do things for ourselves. And they make it harder, especially if you are a melanated person. Now, if you are white, you are middle class, or you are a low income white family, or any other race, I know you feel me too. Y'all
My
judge
son.
people in my
My
and
kids.
all people of ages, situations so much. But even if I decided to go live back into the matrix, doing that traditional American dream, I still wouldn't even be out of college right now. I am 20 cycles around the sun. And let's be honest, not everybody is getting a scholarship. So you're telling me America and society is expecting 18-year-olds to have $25,000 to $80,000 for college jumping off of the porch when these jobs that hire high schoolers don't pay the amount to even save up that income. And even in the time where you are working a job as a teenager, you're mostly trying to save up to buy a car, right? God forbid your parents want a piece of that and they start asking you to pay for rent. Is mostly what happens when you start working as a teenager. They want a piece of the cut because most of the time in middle class or low income families, you have to help because your parents are stressed out, they need help, they're struggling, right? So it's hard for you to save up. And do your parents have any savings for when you go off to college? No, they don't help you get out into this world at all. They just push you out the door. And that's what society is expecting of us 18-year-olds from all the way from 18 to 25. Most students go to college and still don't even know what they want to do. And it's weird how white wealthy families, their kids get to come back home and say, Mom, Dad, I don't really know what I want to do. I'm still confused. Okay, we'll give you enough time to figure that out. They get that leniency, but all the rest of us don't. Why is that? Because they're putting so much pressure on us. You got college students who keep changing their major. In the time, that gap from 18 to 21 to 22, you're still trying to figure out your place in the universe, what you want to do with your life, what actually makes you happy. And most kids, because they want to come off as successful, they will continue to keep moving and moving and moving without even thinking about, does this actually make me happy? Can I do this for the rest of my life?
Okay, let's stop it right there. Excuse me. So yeah, she went in. She talked about college. She talked about living with parents and them wanting some of the monies that they're obtaining to take care of themselves. She talked about living check to check, the rent prices. She talked about it a lot, B. So let's unpack some of this. You know what I'm saying? And I'm definitely going to give some of my personal experiences because I went through the exact same thing. And here I am in my 30s trying to figure out all of this stuff. You see what I'm saying? I didn't have anybody to guide me in the right direction. And I dare anybody to try to challenge me on that. It's either you do what they say do and get the fuck out if you don't. Like I went through all of this stuff. I left my mother's house at the age of 16 years old. Then I ended up with my grandfather. And, he was so like into the church and all of that he was a pastor, a district elder. No disrespect to my grandfather. I'm not saying that to be disrespectful or, to cut him down in any type of way. But at the same time, it was like, you go to church. If you don't go to church, then you can't live here. And I was still trying to figure out my purpose. I was still trying to figure out where I was supposed to be going, what I was supposed to be doing. How am I supposed to do it? Everybody's little catchphrase or everybody's go-to is just get a job, just get a job, just get a job. And do what with that job? I ain't even figured out who I am yet. I ain't even figured out what I want to do. You know? I ain't have nobody pushing me, yo, you need to go to college, you need to figure this out. Okay, but now we're starting to understand that going to college, all you doing, if you don't have Pell Grants and if you don't have certain grants that give you access to free education, which is what a lot of countries have right now, free education. But we don't have free education here. So some of us got to figure out how the hell we going to pay for that, right? And then we go get these college loans and then we end up in debt for 20, 30 years owing 70, 80, 90, $100,000 on what it is that we want to do with our life. So what she was saying is, yo, this matrix does not make any sense. That's what I got out of it. We living in a hamster wheel. We going in circles. We going in cycles that don't make any sense. It makes no sense. And then especially our parents, our black parents, you know, they fall for the technology. They fall for the words of what the white people tell us to do. And then we go out here and then all we doing is living in the matrix. Everybody want to get a house. Everybody want to get a car. That's debt. That's debt. You understand what I'm saying? So now we living in debt. Trying to figure out how the hell I'm going to pay all of this shit. And I'm only making $some. Some kids got to go to school and work. Some people have to go to school and work. I can remember when I was young, I was still trying to figure out who the hell I was. Trying to figure out my purpose in life. What am I supposed to be doing? What am I here for? And I didn't have nobody to actually guide me and say, hey, Jermaine, this is how you do this. This is how you do that. No, all I got was, oh, you angry, you don't want to listen. That's not true. If somebody would snatch me with my coattail and say, hey, yo, this is how you do this, Jermaine. This is how you're supposed to do that. You good at basketball. Why don't you go do that? I could have been in the NBA. You know what I'm saying? I could have been. If somebody would have guided me through what I needed to be guided through, then I'm pretty sure that my life would have been a lot off better if somebody would have said, you know what, I'm not going to give up on this young man. And then that's what we do in the black community. Our kids turn 18. Yo, we kicked them out. We kicked them out to a society to where we don't even know what the hell is going on. I was just telling Jocelyn the other day, and y'all figure out who Jocelyn is in the long run. I was just telling the other day, somebody was like, yo, in your 20s, you should be focused on your credit. I wouldn't focus on my fucking credit in my damn 20s. Are you kidding me? I was figuring out how the hell I'm going to survive. Surviving, let alone college and all these other things. Really, I wasn't thinking about no damn college. Are you kidding me? I was trying to figure out where the hell my next meal was going to come from. Where the hell I was going to sleep at certain nights. Yeah, people let you stay for a couple of days and then you got to get the fuck out. If you're not bringing nothing to the table, you feel me? So we push our kids out, not with no purpose at all, with no type of guidance at all, with no clear path plan to figure out what do you want to do with your life? And I'd be damned if I do that to my kids. May the Most High give me all the days that I need to see my children through what it is that they want to do with their life. But I promise you, if I'm alive, none of my children are going to get put the hell out on these streets and just, all right, go, I'm going to throw you to the wolves, go figure it out. That shit is crazy to me. That's crazy to me. Then you get a job. You get a job. Say somebody blesses you with a great job at a young age. Yo, everybody want a piece of what you're making. Okay, you need to put in for this, you need to put in for that, and I need some food. Really? This shit is crazy, B. And I don't understand why nobody is really paying attention to this. You know what I'm saying? So now you got people online, you know, shout out to Real Kaya, by the way, judging her because of how she's doing her thing. Yeah, it does not matter. How the hell is that affecting you in your life at any given day? That's not affecting you. She's trying to do what is best for her to figure out her next move. And that goes for the rest of these kids out here that still live with their parents. I wish my mother would have still let me live with her. So I can't be like, yo, mom, I don't know what I'm doing. Yo, I ain't even have an ID. I had to move with my grandfather to figure out, okay, my guy, excuse my language. You need your ID out here. You need your license. You need your ID. That means you need your birth certificate and social security card. You know, the important things that you need to identify yourself. I ain't even have that sometimes. Then I'd be damned if you ask somebody, yo, can you help me get this? Oh my God, they're about to give you a million excuses of why they don't need to be helping you. Yo, us in the black community, we need to get our ish together and do better for our children. And I do see it. I'm not going to sit here and knock on our whole community as black and brown people, because I do understand it's tough out here. I still work a 9 to 5 right now. And I'm trying to figure out ways to get away from this 9 to 5 because I'm tired of working for these people. Like, I'm not going to cap. My job ain't all that, but it ain't, too bad. I got to work in the heat sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to do that. You know what I'm saying? Then I did go back to school. But yo, I ain't even remember math like that. So I had to go back to the basics, and then I started getting it. But then when I started getting it, things started going south. Just living, just trying to survive, figuring out what you gonna do. So we as black people need to get our ish together. And what she made a good point. Yo, white kids get to go home. Mom, I ain't figured this out yet. Why don't our children get to come home without any hidden agendas being attached to that? Because I can remember personally, every place that I went, yo, I had to be providing something. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. But let's be clear from the gate of what it is that I need help with. How am I trying to say this? There's a difference in what I need help with to get to the point of what I should be providing, or should I be saving to get my own? Because I didn't have that. Every place that I went to, yo, you need to be helping do something. So that stops you from your journey to get to where you need to get to, because now your focus becomes, I need to help because I'm here. I know, because I'm living proof of all of this. Shout out to the people that did help me. I'm not knocking anybody that did help me, because there was a lot of people that helped me when I didn't know what I was doing, that let me come into their home, that let me stay, that didn't charge me any rent until I was able to provide some resources for that. You understand what I'm saying? But yo, we got to get this together. Like, let's stop kicking our kids to the streets and expecting them to have it figured out, because I didn't have it figured out. And that's exactly what she's talking about. I didn't have none of this shit figured out at a young age. And then the people around you are expecting you to have it figured out, which is your normal shit. Living in the matrix. Just go to work, get you a car. Do you know what steps it takes for you to get a car? Do you know what steps it takes for you to get an apartment? These ain't just easy ass things when you're 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, hell, 24, 25. They're expecting you to have credit. Motherfucker, I wasn't thinking about no credit. How the hell is my credit going to help me eat today? But I know better now. But I'm 36 years old and I just figured out all of these things. And now I got to go backwards in my 30s. Now I got to go backwards. And your family don't help sometimes. And this ain't a knock on my family, but I did not have my family. Yo, Jermaine, we're going to help you get your credit together. We're going to help you fill out these college applications. We're going to help you figure out the things you need to figure out to better your future. Y'all sit around and y'all suggest ideas to motherfuckers, and then y'all expect people to know what they're doing by your suggested idea. Sometimes we need help, especially in a society that is not built for us to know these things, to know how to file your taxes. Y'all need to stop with the bull, man. Like, seriously, these kids need us because I needed somebody. So I know that. So I'm doing my best to make sure that I prepare for that. We push our kids out and expecting them to know how to be a functional adult at the age of 18. Let that marinate for a second. I had to make a post one day on my Facebook just before I erased it. Yo, I just want to tell y'all that I apologize. I forgive y'all to everybody that just mushed me out of their life because I didn't have figured out what you had figured out at the age of 21. Motherfucker, I just turned 21. All I know is I can drink now. Let's keep it real. So that means we need to start building infrastructures in our own homes and in our own communities that state that, okay, this is what you need to do. And I see it. You know what I'm saying? I see it. I see people starting to do that. LeBron just did something. You know, he had the what was the school called? I can't even remember the school name. The I Promise School, that's what it was. And then he did something after that to help people start getting jobs and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? That's what we need to be doing out here. We need to be making sure that we build, let's stop depending on everybody to give us something and let's get out here and get it ourselves. All these transactions that are happening and with us not in mind. And that's just a fact. We're not in these people's minds unless you're sitting at those tables. Unless you're sitting on those people's payroll, we as a community are not on these people's minds of they need to learn how to file their taxes, fill out a 1099, fill out a W-2 form. I didn't even know what the hell a W-2 form was. I didn't know what filing exempt meant at the time. All my mom used to say was just file exempt, file exempt. What the hell does this shit mean, Mom? You know, until you start like having conversations with people and researching things on your own, you don't know what these things are. I didn't know what it took for me to get an apartment. And I lived in San Diego, California. If anybody is familiar with San Diego, California, y'all know how goddamn expensive it is out there to live. So not only do you have to cover your rent, in order to get this apartment, you have to make double the rent on top of what else? Moving, providing a deposit. Like, come on. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you sign these leases, that's when you start figuring these things out. Nobody told me this shit. Nobody told me. I had nobody there to guide me at all. And that's what we have to do better as a community. Now, don't get it twisted. And I want to make this clear. Yes, I did live in a one-parent household. So I understand that my mom worked and she was tired. But I'm not going to make excuses for her. She could have did more. Just like my aunties, my uncles, and everybody else. But did nobody want to deal with my shit because they had their own shit going on. And that's where we fall at. That's where we fall short at. We let go of the kids' aspirations and dreams and hopes because I want to do some shit. I want to go party. I got to go fuck on this person. I want to, you feel me? That shit makes no sense to me. So we have to do better as a people. And what comes with that? What comes with that? Not having these guides around you. What comes with that? You just run to the streets. We run to the streets. The gangs is around. The drugs is around. The women is around. And then that becomes your life. Excuse me. That becomes your life. I know, because I'm a product of it. Yeah, I wanted to play basketball so bad, man. And I wish I had the people around me to push me and say, yeah, Jermaine, you do got game. You can make it. But I had to learn how to survive in the streets, man. And that's real, man. You know, and thank God that, you know, I moved through certain avenues because where I come from, motherfuckers was getting locked up and dying. I seen a lot of my close friends die and get locked up. And we ain't talking no little punk ass 6 months in jail. I seen some of my good friends that I walked and played the sandbox with get 30 years, 41 years, 18 years. If anybody knows about the streets of California, back in the early 2000s, it was crazy. It was bananas. We talking gang banging at its high, well, not higher than the early 90s, but it was that's coming off the back end. So the 2000s, you coming off the back end of the gang banging world of the 90s. So obviously where we're at today, the 2000s was a little bit more crazier compared to where we look from where gangbanging started at to where gangbanging is now to motherfuckers talking about they spinning the block. They about to shoot up the block. If anybody get hit, they spinning the block again. Yo, let's be real about this, man. Yo, these streets is crazy. That's the last place that I want my sons at. And I got 4 of them. We need to start being realistic out here, man. We need to start teaching our children correctly. You don't want to go to school? I'm not about to force you to do something. You just got out of school. And everybody's default answer is just go to college. Like, come on, stop playing. Another thing that I got was I was lazy. No, the hell I wasn't. The young lady just said that. Oh, you lazy. How the hell am I lazy? Because I don't know what to do, and it's just that simple. I don't know what to do. Can you understand that? And I wish I would have just said that more. You know what I'm saying? I was focused on my journey. I had a love for music. That's my second love. Basketball was my first. So I delved into the world of music. But that came with bullshit too. I didn't learn that until later. That the people that I was surrounded with, I thought were positive people, and they ended up being on some bullshit too. Everybody touching on everybody's women, everybody. Y'all motherfuckers is crazy. We'll get into that subject on another day, but let's get back to this. So what I want for my children is I'm allowing them to be themselves. And when they need my guidance, then I'll be right there, God willing. You know what I'm saying? then I'll be right there to be like, okay, son, this is what you want to do. All right, this is how you going to do. This is what you need to do. Excuse me. But why do we as black people do our children the way we do our children? And don't tell me, I don't want to hear no bullshit about you look like your daddy. So, you know what I'm saying? That's the reason why. No, you laid your ass down. You understand me? That is a product of what you did. So don't take out on me what you did, Mom. You did it. That's another, yo, we got to stop beating our kids up with this you look like your daddy shit. Duh. I got half his DNA, half your DNA. What's the problem? What's the problem? Then you throw it back in your kid's face. Oh, you look just like your daddy. That's not healthy. Because then now us as children, I mean, I'm speaking from when I was a child. Now I'm resenting my daddy because everything that I do negatively to you as my parent, as my mother, you associated with, oh, you just like your dad. Really? Like, come on. Like, stop playing with me. Stop playing with me at some point. Yeah, for real. Well, yeah, I just happen to share the man's blood. I just happen to share half of that man's DNA. You did it. So why are you throwing it in my face about my daddy? I ain't got nothing to do with that. That's your doing. You did that. You made that decision. Live with the outcome. Let's get it. She talked about living check to check. Some of us are still the fuck out here living check to check. Facts. That's my son in the background. Y'all forgive me right now. Hold on. Go play, son. Go play. Close the door. Y'all forgive me. He just did that shit earlier and I had to restart the whole video and I ain't starting it again. You feel me? So I know they just hear me in here hyping, you know, they just want to see what they dad doing and shit. You know what I'm saying? So I let my children know, man. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. Yeah, so living check to check. Yeah, some of us are doing that right now. So I can imagine how difficult it is for an 18-year-old, 19-year-old. You trying to party. You trying to do your thing. You feel me? And then on top of it, they talking about some rent. Nigga, is you kidding me right now? I just worked 40 hours at this joint. And back then, I was only getting paid like shit. Back then, bro, I mean, I don't know what it looked like now for an 18-year-old, 19-year-old. I know back then for me, though, we was only making $6.25, bro. $7. So you do the math on that. So I remember $300 checks, $400 checks. And back then, yo, the rent is crazy right now in California. Imagine what you feel me? It was getting to where it is now back then. And we're not talking, you know, I'm in Oklahoma right now, so the rent is completely considerable compared to California. We talking $1,200, $1,300 for a studio. We're not talking no crib or no apartment. We're talking studio. My mom just moved up out of there and she was paying $23 for an apartment. I don't know how many bedrooms it was, 2 or 3 or somewhere. Whatever it was, that's out of my range. You understand what I'm saying? So, you know, going back to the point though, I mean, just imagine what it is for a child, for or a young person, a young adult. 18, 19 years old, 20 years old, just getting their first job. You get your first job. They want some rent. You understand what I'm saying? On top of it, you're going to school. So now you're stressed out about that. So now you're stressed out about going to work, and then now you're stressed out about going to school. Really? Now you're trying to figure out how you're going to pay for school. Now you're going to try to figure out how you're going to split some of this money up to get what you need to get done, but still look fly or whatever the case is. Let's be real, y'all. Let's be real. Yeah, our children need us after 18 years old. I still needed you, Mom, after 18 years old. Dad, hell, I still need you motherfuckers right now. I still need y'all guidance right now. And side note, dedication real quick. We're going to dedicate this show to my grandfather, who just recently passed away. Rest in peace, Willie Simpson. My grandmother, I lost her in 2015. And these are my father's parents. I never really got close to my grandmother on my mom's side like that. But my grandparents on my dad's side, like they were my parents to me. Because, so all right, I'm going to go into my history a little bit so y'all can know who I am and know why I'm coming like this. So my mother was on drugs for a long time. Then when my mother got out of drugs, which she's doing great now. I mean, my mother is a pillar in the community. She's doing her thing, shout out to my mom. My father, I can't really speak on him because he's still out there on drugs. And I'm giving some transparency of why I'm so passionate about what I'm talking about right now. My grandparents were my guidance. My grandparents were my counsel when I needed counsel. I look at it now, because I'm not so religious anymore. I was raised in religion. My grandfather was a district elder, a pastor of Southern Texas in Corpus Christi. So, I had his guidance, but his guidance were from the religion standpoint. And I'm not knocking the Bible or none of that. I'm not knocking none of that because I still have, I kind of, go through the Bible and look at it for what it is now and its coding, to me. But, he came from a perspective of God, because everything is happening because you ain't praising God like you're supposed to. Okay, cool. My grandmother, she was more like subtle. She was such a sweetheart. You know what I'm saying? She would come like whatever I needed from my grandmother, was how I needed my mother to come sometimes, So I got that sweet and soft side from my grandmother, which I needed from my mother, that guidance from a male. I needed that from my father and I got it from my grandfather. You understand what I'm saying? I didn't get it the way I wanted it, but I know that they were giving me a little bit of something that I could use later on down in life. And that's how I view it now. It ain't what I wanted. You understand what I'm saying? It wasn't how to be a man, how to treat a woman, how to, file some taxes and things of that nature. They gave it to me in their own way, which I'm not, I'm very grateful for today. In 2023, I'm not, I'm not knocking my grandparents for how they loved me, Excuse me. My parents were definitely supposed to do a better job, but in some aspects of what they lacked, my grandparents were able to give me, if that makes any sense to you guys. And, as of today, I needed those lessons. You understand what I'm saying? If that makes any sense to anybody. But, so my parents were not there. When I needed my mother, I don't know what the hell she was going through. You know what I'm saying? When I needed her most, though, I can remember the time that I needed her the most. She made me a fucking sandwich and told me, good luck, but you can't stay here with me. And a lot of it was because of my anger issues, because I did not have my parents the way that I needed them. I didn't have that guidance. I didn't have, how to deal with my emotions, how to deal with certain things in my life. So, and to be honest with you guys, yo, these are things that I'm still healing from, and I'm 37 years old. I'll be 37 on Wednesday. You know what I'm saying? I'll be 37 on Wednesday. All praises due to the Most High. You know what I'm saying? I'll be 37 on Wednesday. That's crazy, because I didn't even think that I would make it past 18. Sometimes I didn't make it. I didn't think I was going to make it past 18 or 21. I thought I was going to die young, you know? And anybody that knows where I come from, anybody knows about Southeast San Diego, yo, check it out. Some of our people did not make it past 17. You understand what I'm saying? And that's crazy, you know? They talk about and they still talking about these same things: live fast, die young. You know, I'm hearing, you know, I'm tapped in a little bit to what these kids are saying today, but it's even more crazier. You understand? It's even more crazier today. So, yo, shout out to all the kids around the world. You know what I'm saying? I hope you guys hold your head high, you know, ground yourself, root yourself in what it is that you want to be, root yourself in what it is that how you want to grow. Find you these avenues of how to fill out paperwork, proper identification paperwork. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can always reach me. Like, I don't really care no more. You know what I'm saying? I don't really care what nobody got to say about me. I don't care about nobody's opinion no more. I don't really care about how people feel no more, because it's not about it's not about y'all no more. It's not about y'all no more. You know, I made it this far. The Most High has blessed me with 4 beautiful boys, and I'm grateful every day. You know, I go to work every day for them. Period. Good or bad. Sometimes it ain't pretty. Sometimes it is pretty. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I got, sometimes I don't got. But, you know, I made this to, you know, let all the people know that I didn't give up. Y'all may have gave up on me, but I didn't give up. When the young lady made the video, it resonated with me in my heart. It resonated with me to the point where I was like, okay, you know what? This is going to be my first episode, B, because that's where I'm coming from. Y'all had all these expectations of me when I didn't even know what the hell I was doing as a black man. I was still figuring out that I was a black man, and I had strikes against me already. I'm a man and I'm black. So I had 2 strikes against me already. Yeah, I got in trouble with the law, but you know what? There was a point where I said, I'm not doing this no more. I'm not doing this no more. I'm not going back to nobody's jail cell. I'm not eating this nasty ass food no more. I'm not, you feel me? They're not waking me up at 4 o'clock in the morning to see a judge at 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Yo, and as I keep going, y'all gonna learn my journey. You know, y'all gonna learn. I'm gonna expose myself. I don't really care about nobody. You motherfucker get under the comments and say, yeah, that nigga. I'm gonna tell y'all motherfuckers about me. Excuse my language, but you know what I'm saying. I got the button right here. You know what I'm saying. I'm gonna tell y'all mother about me. You feel me? I don't need nobody to tell my story, because I'm gonna tell my story to y'all for y'all. You understand what I'm saying? It's been crazy. It's been mad crazy. It's not been easy. Trying to learn how to pay rent, trying to learn how to balance your bills, trying to learn how to make sure you got some gas in your car, how to go get a car loan. Y'all had to learn all this shit on my own. And it was not easy, trust me. I went from walking to riding a bike to learning the bus routes to the job where I work at. The neighboring company was selling a car, and I bought my own car all on my own. Ain't nobody give me no motherfucking rule book of how to do this and how to do that. I had to figure out all of this shit on my own. So I say all that to say, yo, us as black people, yo, we have to do better for our children when they're 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Hell, for the rest of their lives, because I still need my parents. I still need my mom's guidance. I still need my dad's guidance. I still need their guidance, you know. Unfortunately, I don't have my grandparents no more, and I wish I did. And I hope they're in their next life or wherever the Most High has taken them and giving them a fruitful life, because it's been some years now, you know what I'm saying, since they've been gone. And that's that big X for us, that big question mark of where do we go when we die? What's next for us after this life? So wherever they are, rise in power to my elders. They were my elders, and I appreciate them. I miss them, and I love them so much. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to dedicate this first show to them. I'm getting emotional right now because I miss them so much. I need their guidance right now. I'm going through so much right now, and I'm going to get on here and I'm going to start talking about what I'm going through and what it is that I feel like I need to do to better myself, so my kids don't have to have these moments of, you still live with your daddy? Yeah, I still live with my daddy, fool. And I'm working on my own, and I'm doing this and I'm doing that. I want my kids to say they got their parents. You understand what I'm saying? I want my parents to be like, my kids to be like, yo, my daddy tried out here. My daddy tried. It may have been good. It may have been bad. It may have been ugly. It may have been whatever the case is, but my dad tried for us. My dad didn't leave us out here just to figure it out on our own. And that's what we're doing. And then, when we don't do it your way, the first thing y'all motherfuckers want to do is be like, get out. Yo, that's fucking ridiculous, man. Let me look at the fucking camera and say this shit. Yo, that shit's fucking ridiculous. I want y'all to hear me when I say this shit. And I'm gonna be very fucking clear. That shit is ridiculous. For you to extend your helping hand to somebody, and as soon as they don't move the way you want them to move, your fucking answer is to get the fuck out. See, that's why this the Outlaw Hip Hop Podcast, y'all, because I'm gonna start dropping real shit on y'all. I'm not even playing. The answer should not be get out. There should be a solution to what it is that we are all trying to accomplish. Not get out. I've heard get out so many fucking times, and that shit was annoying. I got my own shit now. Can't nobody tell me to get the fuck out. Facts. Can't nobody tell me to get up when they want me to get up, clean when they want me to clean, turn the Wi-Fi off, and all kind of fucking ignorant, retarded ass, childish bullshit. Yeah, oh yeah, we here today. We here today. I know y'all gonna be like, oh, Jermaine, you need to forgive. And I do forgive, but I'm addressing it because I ain't forget. And this is why I'm keeping going. This is why I'm not gonna stop. Because I don't want to hear get the fuck out no more. From nobody that's supposed to say that swear up and down that they love me and that they're gonna help me. This is a word of advice to everybody out here that said they're gonna help somebody. If you're gonna help somebody out of the kindness of your heart and not for what you can get out of somebody. Because trust me, the Most High is watching all this shit. The Most High is watching all this shit. Forget my background, y'all. You know what I'm saying? I got a small crib. You know what I'm saying? I got my family here with me. You know what I'm saying? I got my kids here. You know what I'm saying? I got wifey here. Whatever the case is with this situation, because I'm gonna dive into more about that too. You know, this the Outlaw Hip Hop Podcast, man. Like, I'm here to bring y'all my truth. You know, so I'm gonna put this in the disclaimer now. Like, I'm here to give y'all my truth and how I view things and what I want to see better for us as a black people, African people, whatever y'all want to call us this year in this society, though. There's so much going on right now. I'm just trying to wrap my head around one thing right now. So y'all here, man, with me at the Outlaw Hip Hop Podcast. Forgive me, y'all. I'm gonna get better with this each time that I come in. I'm gonna get better with my sound, my surrounding. You know, I got a family, so I'm not excusing that. They're gonna do what they do regardless of to whatever it is I'm doing because I allow that. Ain't gonna be just no kids walking. No, it's gonna be my sons walking in sometimes. You know, they don't know I'm recording, so it's cool. Like, I'm not worried about it. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to be better for my kids. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to rule my family with the iron fist no more, because I once upon a time I did. And I said I can't do that. I got to be a better father. I got to be a better leader. I got to be a better husband. I got to be a better boyfriend. I got to be a better son. I got to be a better brother. I got to be a better nephew. I got to be all that. I have to be better. So in order to improve my environment, it starts with me. And remember that it starts with you. It starts with you, y'all. We're going to go in on some more, like, what are some solutions for us to have our people stop killing each other? Because that's getting embarrassing. You know, I have faith in people, but I'm not going to cap. Yo, it's an embarrassing time to be a fucking human right now. Let alone what your individual race is, color is, you know, because you black, nigga, you too black. You light skinned, nigga, you too light. You Puerto Rican, nigga, you ain't black. You Dominican, y'all ain't part. Get the fuck out of here. You see what I'm saying? It's crazy right now. Everybody's grabbing guns right now because can't nobody fight no more. Yo, it's crazy right now, but it's still a beautiful time to be alive, man. You know what I'm saying? I enjoy every single day that I'm here. I praise the Most High that I'm still here, because I could have been up out of here a long time ago. That's just a fact. And I'm gonna keep bringing these heat. I'm gonna keep bringing these topics. I'm gonna keep bringing what's on my mind. I'm gonna keep bringing what I think, I feel, you know, the world needs to know about me. And I hope y'all bear with me, man. It's Jay once again, man. It's the Outlaw Hip Hop Podcast, man. Peace. Let's go.